Yo, what's up? It's the boy BBO Boxing, aka Kareem Akbar, back with another episode of the Roll with the Punches podcast, starring yours truly, BBO, aka the original man sent by God himself, God's favorite, Kareem Akbar, aka BBO. And I got my guy Prize in the house.
Yeah.
You ready to talk about Deontay Wilder, one of my favorites, one of your favorites. Can
Wilder?
can King Wilder do it one more time?
No, I just think he needs to leave it alone. You know, I Wilder just I feel like he older now, dog. Like me and Free, we was all talking about this. Like he had like Wilder, like I said he couldn't crack no more. Maybe I might have jumped out the window with that one, but like Free said, he just can't set anything up to deliver any damage. So I don't want to see Deontay Wilder. And it's nothing really to talk about there. He his arm was broke. He was in the sling last time I seen him, so I don't really, need to really go much further with that Wilder stuff because like you can't take that serious, can you? I mean, I don't take it. I mean, if he want to do it, go ahead. I'm gonna support him, but damn, I don't want him to do it. But it's other stuff going on in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Bigger than news than that. It looked like the Tank Davis fight, the homie Free pulled up. It looked like the Tank Davis fight is pushed back to March. That's a bad look now.
I don't know if it's a bad look.
It's a bad look. Yeah, I'm gonna let you cook it. I'm gonna tell you why I feel like it's a bad look.
I don't think it's a bad look. I think they got a date.
Hold on.
You on mute?
I don't know why I'm on
You
more
got
mute.
you got some music in the background, Free.
That's my
Yeah, take it down.
that's my
Go ahead.
kids. That's my kids. My grandkids.
Okay.
Yeah, that's they playing on their phone. That's their little game on their phone.
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought that was some music.
yeah. But yeah, that's they got a date and I mean, like I said, you was going to support the fight before. Go ahead and continue supporting the fight. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't get mad that it's in March. They whatever the problem was, they figured it out, and they got a date for March 1st. So go ahead and continue supporting the fight.
Yeah, I'll say I'll support the fight because I'm just a Javante Davis supporter. Period. Um, but I say it's a bad look because now people are going to start saying, "Well, you fighting how many? I mean, how many months away is that? That's like 2, 3 months away.
Four
What's that?
months.
Something?
Four
Four
months.
months away, basically. Now people are going to say, well, since you pushed the fight back, well, why don't you change your opponent? Because nobody wants to see this fight anyway. Why don't you go after somebody else? That's why I say it might be a bad look. You know what I mean? Because why are we gonna wait to see? Now we got to, because the fight was happening when, this month or next month?
It was supposed to happen in December. That's
Okay, all right. Now we gotta wait all the way until what is it, March, to see a fight that nobody want to see anyway. So I say it's a bad look because he he might want to look at another opponent. That's what people are going to say now. Not me personally. I don't really care. I care and I don't care. But personally, I think that now people going to really dissect them and it's just not going to be a good look because now if you pushing the fight back, you can find somebody else. You got plenty of time to find somebody else, bro. That's what they're going to say.
but what opponent? We know Shakur's not on the table because he's fighting Williams Zepeda. We know Tio's not on the table because he still had legal action. We know Ryo's not on the table because he said he's not coming down to 135. Loma, we don't know when he's coming back. He said he needs some time off to spend time with his family. We don't know when he's coming back. So what opponent?
Um,
We're still back at square one. What opponent is available? I know they say, oh, but these guys don't have. Well, like I said, the only person I know, everybody that I know of, got fights lined up. We don't know what's going to happen in those fights that's lined up. We don't know if they're going to take some damage and they're going to be out for 6 months because that's what usually happens when you take some damage in a fight. you usually suspend it for 6 months until so your body can heal. So we don't know what damage these guys are going to take.
All right,
Their fights are already lined up.
looking at the schedule, okay, you got William Zepeda. He doesn't have a fight announced. Um, Shakur doesn't have a fight announced.
Yo, shout out to my man Motor
Ver-
City pulling up for the first time. Salute to my man Motor City's 91.
salute, Motor City. Appreciate
Salute
you,
to my
brother.
man Bentley. Salute
No,
to Thomas Hill. Salute to my man Ace. Even though I think my man Ace the one that stole my bike. Salute to you anyway, bro. I think you was the one
where
that stole my
Check
bike.
doesn't have a fight. Keyshawn's available now.
well, far as we know, what it seems like is Keyshawn's going to get the Verichek fight. That's what it
Right.
seems like. They're like he's going to get that fight.
There's
Um,
really nothing for him to do at this weight class, like kind of like Boots situation.
but
Like,
but Shakur, he doesn't have a fight announced because he's injured, and he said when he comes back, his fight that he's fighting when he comes back is Williams Zepeda. So that fight is already in the makings, and Williams Zepeda already and Golden Boy had already acknowledged that. So their fight is already in the making. So those two are out of the way, unless they say, you know what, Tank Davis is offering me a fight. I'm gonna take Tank Davis instead of taking the Shakur or the Williams Zepeda fight. So
why doesn't he fight? You got Rios available. You got
Rayo's not available because he's
I
not coming down to 140.
I
I
know,
mean,
but I'm saying it Tank because I'm looking at the 135 pounders, and you're right. I'm agreeing with you. So you got Javante's number one, and Lomachenko. God knows what he's
Hold on.
doing.
Keyshawn's number one. Stop. Keyshawn's number one.
Well, according to ESPN,
Tank Davis is number one.
they got Keyshawn number 6.
Yes,
They
he is number six. He should be number six because you got the four champions and then you got Williams Zepeda. He hasn't done nothing more than those four champions or Williams Zepeda. He should be number six.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the ranking. He's 12-0. I'm not mad at the ranking. Check is he's available. I mean, it looks like because these 135 pounders. I mean, pulling up a 30 pounder. I mean, but I don't really care about that because Roach fought at 40 before, I
Check is
believe.
Keyshawn Davis's next fight. I looked it up. He's
Okay,
the mandatory.
okay. So
Yeah.
Check is a scratch. Shakur's a scratch. So Zepeda, he's number 3. He's the number 3 rated lightweight in the
He
world.
got 2 fights already lined up. He got TF and he got
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Puerto Rican.
That's
Why
what
they
I'm
don't
saying.
got that announced up here?
Shit again.
I'm looking at the ESPN. I said, why they don't have that announced? I forgot that he's fighting.
He don't he
Uh,
don't he don't fight on ESPN. That's why.
Yeah, that's it's still a
no,
difference,
but
bro.
it's still. I'm saying though, but like it says TBA. Like Tank don't fight for ESPN either, but it says TBA versus Lamont Roach.
Yeah, that's because until they make an announcement, but they
Who the
already know that
Davis?
their fights are lined up. That's why it says TBA because they waiting for the announcement. They already know they lined up. They just waiting for the announcement.
I mean, Martada's available, but I mean, do we want to see that with him and Tank? Really? I mean, I don't know. It's like go to 140. I don't know. Fight Catterall. He's hot. He's kind of hot right now.
He's not going to 140. Y'all can get that out the window. If he was going to go to 140, he would have fought Rayo at 140. He's not going to 140.
I don't understand why he doesn't. I mean, I don't know. Then he stays there at 35, and then he's going to be scratching and pulling to try to find opponents.
I mean,
Salute to my man G
he's
Deuce.
not pushing and scratching to try to find an opponent. He has an opponent. Y'all the
Gregory
one said
Pratt
he needs to change the opponent. He has an opponent. The same opponent he was going to fight on December 14th. That's the same opponent he's going to fight March 1st. He has an opponent. Y'all
Yeah,
want
but
him to
nobody
look
wants
for
to
another
see that.
opponent.
Nobody wants to see this opponent.
No, y'all don't want to see that. You can't speak for nobody else. We'll find out how many people want to see it and
I
don't
agree
want to
with him,
see it.
Free. I
When
agree with him, brother Free.
yeah, y'all. I said y'all.
Well,
Y'all.
it's not
That's
me. I'm
you and
not.
him.
I'm not saying me that
Y'all.
I don't want to see the fight because
I
I'm a
thought you was
Tank
down with it,
supporter.
Free.
I'm gonna watch the fight because I'm a
No, like
Tank
I
fan.
said, we
But what
don't
I'm
know if
saying,
the fans don't want to see it until the
the
day of the
majority of
fight.
the chats that I'm looking.
I don't care about what the.
I know, but
I
they're the
don't.
fans, free. They're the
No,
damn fans.
listen. I
What are you
don't
talking
care.
about?
Listen, I don't care about what they are saying. We will know who wants to see the fight, who don't want to see the fight the day of the fight. How many live gate tickets were sold and how many pay-per-view buys. That tells you who wants to see the fight, who don't. So
People probably show
Shout
up
out
for
to
an
Bruce
event in their
Gas.
city, man.
Had me on there with my favorite Uncle Tim Witherspoon.
No,
Salute to my
that's
man
what you
Bruce
got to.
Gas.
That's what I go by. I go because majority of the ticket sales is from the casuals. It's not the diehard boxing fans. It's the casuals. It's the majority of ticket sales. So if the casuals want to see the fight, they're gonna put the fight on. If the casuals don't want to see and the tickets are not selling, they're gonna like, this fight ain't selling, dog. We can't do this again. It's not selling. So y'all
Because you
keep
gotta remember
saying
this. You
people
gotta
don't
remember
want to see
this.
the fight, but
I
everybody
just
keeps
think
saying they didn't want to see him with Hector Garcia. He fought with Hector Garcia and he did well. They said they didn't want to see him with Pitbull Cruz. He fought with Pitbull Cruz. He did
Well,
well.
Pitbull Cruz was a replacement.
He was a replacement, but anybody want to. Everybody kept saying they didn't want to
That's
see it.
different. You can't throw that one out
They,
there. That's
I'm
different.
just
He's a
telling you. They said they
replacement.
didn't. They said they didn't want to see it. They still watched it. I'm just going by what people say. Y'all going by
I
what the
think the
people say. I'm
majority of
going
the
by what
I
the
think
people
about
say.
a majority. I think about a majority of the people are not happy that he's fighting a 130 pounder that lost to Jamel Herring. People throw that around, which I think Jamel Herring is a pretty solid fighter in my opinion, but that's just me.
What he
And it seems like that nobody wants to see this.
he lost
So
when?
now we pushing it back.
He won his last fight.
Hold on one second.
I'm saying.
So you
Hold on
can't
one
go
second.
back 2 or 3 fights ago. He won his last fight.
Hold on one second, y'all. We got some people in the house. I wanna greet the people in the house that felt good enough to come in. It's a cold day out. Y'all done came in. You know, we got my man D Free over there smoking, chilling. Got my man Prize over there chilling. So salute
Yes.
to my man Ace. Uh my man from the west side of Baltimore, Mr. Gregory Pratt, Mr. Dunbar High School. Salute to my man. Definitely salute to my brother, the boxing scholar in here. He said, but y'all love Keyshawn's last fight, but y'all don't want to see Tank next fight. Um, I don't think that's the case, Ace. At the end of the day, Keyshawn's a prospect. Just became a contender the other night. So we're gonna see what happens, man.
And
But
people get mad, and then this will happen. People get mad when they say, "Well, I want to see your favorite fighter fight this fighter." Then people get
No,
mad. What has he done? They started talking about pay-per-views and all
no.
this stuff.
This is the
Like, what
problem that
all I'm saying is, the
this is the
majority
problem.
of the fans they don't want to see him in there
This,
with Roach. I personally just want to see him in the ring and active,
no,
and then we can take this fight and then go from there. Me
see,
personally, but the
that's the problem
majority of the fans are
that's the problem.
bitching
That's the
about
problem
this.
that I have with the statement because you saying majority of the fan. Where did you get this daggone number from? I want to see what numbers you came up that says majority of the fans that don't want to see this fight. That's what I want to see.
I'm just
Because you
listening
keep
to people's different
so
chats. Like
you don't know for
other
the majority of
brothers
the fans.
and
You just
other
say
brothers'
some fans.
channels,
Just say some
their
fans.
chats, in
Just
their
say some
chats
fans.
just listening to the fight. Just
Just
listening
say
to the
some. Just
God damn freak, can I say one
just
word?
say
Just let
some.
me say a word.
You do it to me all the time. Just say
Oh
some.
my god.
You do it to me all the time.
The majority of the fans, like I said, like in the other brothers' chats, in the other brothers' channels that I choose and pick to watch, a lot of them are saying, a lot of the people in the chat they're not happy about the
No.
fight. That's just it. I don't know
let me
what
say
else you
this
want me
real
to
quick. Let me
say.
say this
And
real
you
quick,
know,
brother
and a
Free.
lot of people don't want to see this fight, bro.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. Salute to the old man pulling up. Salute to my man Pop, aka Hardcore in the house. He said, "Hey, yo, freak on that them donation clothes."
Hey, it's better than wearing burnt clothes because y'all niggas is cooked. It's better than wearing burnt clothes because them boys is cooked. Them cowboys is cooked.
Hey, but I tell you this though, all jokes aside, man. I know y'all want to talk about Tank, but I gotta be honest, man. Deontay is one of my favorite fighters, man, and I hate to watch his fights because I get so emotional. I'm like Carl Thomas, I get emotional.
Hey,
But let me ask you this though, real quick. Could you guys see Deontay Wilder beating like a Richard Torres or one of those up and coming guys?
I don't care what he get in. I'm not trying to see him in the ring again. Not trying to see him in the ring again. I don't care. I don't care if he go get somebody from the local pizza stand. I'm not trying to see him in the ring again. I saw enough of Deontay Wilder. He don't look good. He doesn't look like himself. I don't want to see him in the ring again. I definitely don't want to see him in there with somebody all he do is swing haymakers all day. I definitely don't want to see him in with somebody like that. So no, I'm good.
But you know what? Salute to my man D for the win. D for the win's a good brother, man, but D for the win, man, stole my work shoes, man. So you gotta watch that, brother. That's a dude who will steal your work shoes. But all jokes aside, I think the big thing we gotta be honest is hardcore boxing fans, some of us will just get a beer and watch the fight. So salute to the casuals because they make our sport go and to the hold on one second. Hold on, we got it. Hey, I can't control. Hey, mute yourself real quick, Free.
Hey, turn that down.
Hold on a second. But I'll say this: the one thing we gotta do as hardcore fans, man, we gotta pay for the fights we want to see. You can't ask Abdul Wahid to take a fight, you know, if you're not gonna pay for it. I'll be honest, I'll pay for the Lamont Roach fight. It is what it is. I mean, but Abdul Wahid's gonna do what he's gonna do. You can't control these fighters, man. Only way you control them is at the box office. What my man said, Scholar said he said, when does Wilder ever look good? You a true hater, man. I think Wilder looked great in his career until he got into there with Tyson Fury. That's what kind of hurt him a little bit. But I don't know what you think about it. I know y'all keep saying y'all don't want to see him. Y'all don't think he can make any noise in a heavyweight division again? I don't know what prize don't. Go ahead, Free. You think he can make any noise in the division again?
No. I think he's done. I think he's done. No, I seen him look. I can understand it if it was one fight because he was rusty and it's been a while since he fought. But then he had another fight. Probably about 6 months later. So he still looked the same. No, he's done. I think he's done. I don't think he's making no noise at this point. From what I saw with that Big Bang Zane, I think AJ beat him. And I never thought AJ beat Deontay Wilder prior to what I just said. I think AJ beats Deontay Wilder. I think AJ's knocked Deontay Wilder out. And I never thought that before. I think he's done.
So that being said, you say you think he's done. What do you guys think about, back to what we were talking about before with the fights? Do you think it's a bad sign to see them move the Abdul Wahid fight out to March? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because competing with Canelo is dangerous.
I mean, it's a fight. I mean, see, this is the problem that I have. Everybody's complaining that it got moved back to March 1st, so you go find another opponent. Well, the opponents we already just went down, most of them are already having a fight lined up. We know Shakur is fighting Williams Zepeda when he comes back. So that fight is off the table. We already know that's going down. That fight is off the table. We don't know when Loma is coming back. Rayo's not coming down from 140. Tio can't fight because he still got legal issues going on. Devin got a fight that's supposed to be getting lined up. So these guys are not available. He still has the same situation he had before. Now people say, oh, well, he need to go fight Keyshawn.
Yeah.
Is Keyshawn more proven than Lamont Roach?
I would say no, but he just had a great performance. I think
he had a good performance. So did Lamont Roach.
You come on when he beat Hector Garcia?
Yeah, that was a great performance for Lamont Roach.
I thought Hector Garcia said he went blind when he fought Tank.
Yeah, when he fought Tank, not when he fought Lamont Roach.
I mean, if you fighting a guy who was blind,
he was blind. He was blind in his last fight. He wasn't blind in the fight with Lamont Roach. He saw perfectly fine with Lamont Roach.
I don't know much about Lamont Roach. You think he got a chance to get Tank?
I think he got a chance. Do I think he win? No. I think he got a chance, though. I don't think he win. There's not many people. Matter of fact, there's nobody at 135 that I believe beats Tank anyway. Nobody. I don't believe anybody at 135 beats Tank. So, but the thing is, everybody said they don't like their fighters being inactive. Well, he's being active. He's being active. He's trying to fight the champions right now. They ain't available to fight. He's being active.
That's a good point. My man Teach, salute to my brother Teach in the house. What do you say? Well, Keyshawn's name is being promoted quite well, top ranked on the right by him, so the fight is possible. Um, I think the fight is possible. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not.
No,
Probably
they
not.
they're gonna have Keyshawn fight Birachek, and they're gonna let that fight happen because Birachek is not a big name fighter. He got a belt and he's on top rank. They're gonna give Keyshawn that fight because Keyshawn's name is bigger than Birachek. So that fight with Tank Davis is not gonna happen. Bob is not gonna put Keyshawn in the ring with Tank Davis. He'll put
Really?
Loma in the ring with Tank Davis because Loma is at the end of his career. He wants to give Loma a big payday before he leave the boxing industry. But Keyshawn is an upcoming star. He's not putting him in the ring with Tank Davis.
I thought. Well, I don't know. Well, let me ask you this. So, if after he fights Lamont Roach, where will he go? Will he go to 140 then or no?
No, I think he'll try to fight the other champions. Shakur said that the fight with Tank is going to happen in 2025. So Shakur already had his fight with Williams Zepeda. Tank Davis will already had his fight with Lamont Roach. They could line that up next.
I mean,
That's a bigger fight at 135 than any other fight outside of Loma, and it might be bigger than Loma's.
talking about Duel versus Shakur.
Yeah, Tank versus
I
Shakur
think
might be a bigger fight than Loma's fight at this point.
you know what my thing is, and you might say I'm crazy, but hear me out. I really think that a guy like Shakur is going to stay away from Abdul, so it won't be a great fight. I think Keyshawn a step two, and I think if Keyshawn a step two, he'll put Tank, make Tank think and put him on the back foot. I think that'd be a good fight, a better fight, because I honestly believe that and I could be wrong. I think Abdul Wahid knocks him out cold. I think
I'm
there's no
not.
competition.
No, I mean you probably absolutely right, but I'm not talking about the fight itself. I'm talking about which one is a bigger fight. I'm not talking about the actual fight. I'm just talking about when the fight is made. Which one is a bigger fight? Which one is going to draw in more numbers? I think Shakur versus Tank drawing more numbers than anybody else at 135. And like I said, at this point, I think he's bigger than Loma because I think a lot of people have given up on Loma. He's getting up there in age, and they've seen what Tank Davis has been doing as of late. Well, basically his whole career, but they more so been paying attention to what Tank Davis been doing as of late. I think they like, nah, Loma don't have a chance. He's too old. So I think the fight with Shakur is much bigger than the fight with Loma at this point. In my opinion, that's what I believe. He said that's the fight we all want to see. If there's one person that got a chance to beat Tank, it's Shakur. That's the fight that we all want to see.
I think I think the only thing that kind of sucks about the whole Loma and Tank fight is that, like you said, Loma's getting up in age. But to be truthful, I really can say that's one fight I hate that we didn't get, man. Is Loma versus Abdul Wahid.
I
I
don't think
don't
we
know
I
about
don't
you.
think we're not going to get it. I just don't think it's going to be very competitive. I think we still might get it if Loma comes back. We don't know if Loma's coming back or not. I mean, we don't know. He said he needed a break and spend time with his family, so we don't know.
At
But
this age, I could be wrong. I gotta be honest. I always preference I could be wrong, but I just don't see him even being close to what we need. Salute the Melanin Queen. I don't think he's even close to what we need, man. Play it right, please. Make sure you smash that like button for your boys. That's what we do it for. But I think the thing that's so crazy is when it comes to Shakur, I just don't think he got a chance against Abdul. If I'm being totally honest, no playing games, I just don't see him winning at all.
I'm not gonna say I don't see him winning at all because he
Well,
does
tell me how
have
you
the.
see it then, Free, because I need somebody to break it down for
No,
me because I don't see it.
I'm about to
But
tell you, he does have the height and the arm reach. if he's able to stay on the outside and not let Tank get on the inside and stay away from Tank power, he has a chance of winning. He just have to put punches together. He can't just throw a jab here and there and stay away and think that you're going to win against Tank Davis. He has to put punches together, but keep Tank Davis on the outside and stay away from the power. He has a chance to win. Will he win? I don't know. I don't know if that strategy works. I don't know if it
Yeah.
works.
I just think like you were saying, as far as matchmaking, I think if you're gonna fight somebody like a Shakur, you gotta have somebody who's gonna come right at him. If you ain't got somebody who's gonna come right at him, it's not gonna be entertaining. You know, I think that's one of the things I like with some fighters. Some fighters understand that let me fight guys who gonna come at me so my skills can shine. Because fighting a guy like Abdul, man, that's a whole different game. We talking about skill versus skill. And I think Abdullah's way more skilled than Shakur. I think Shakur skill is a little overstated because he does a lot of running, backing up, all that. I don't really count that as skill as much. But that's
Yeah,
just me.
yeah. I mean, I think the Keyshawn might be more competitive. Might, and the only reason I said might because I don't think Keyshawn has the footwork to stay away from Tank Davis like Shakur does. I think Shakur has the footwork to stay away from Tank, so
Hmm.
it could be less competitive.
Hmm.
But I don't think Keyshawn has the ring IQ to beat Tank Davis. Like Keyshawn, he's done well against subpar opponents. Let's be honest. He hasn't fought anybody that was on a B level. I can't think of an opponent that he fought that was a B level opponent. So we
Yeah.
looking at what he did with guys that was C and D level, and we thinking, okay, yeah, he's ready for Tank Davis. Based off of what we saw, what he did with a C and D level,
Hmm.
nah, that's not enough for me to say he's ready for Tank Davis. Now, like I said, he want to get in there, by all means, go ahead. I'm not going to stop nobody from getting in the ring, but to
Hmm.
say he's ready, nah, I don't think he's ready.
I think the size. I know what you're saying about the ring IQ, but I don't know if I would put. And this I say this with nothing but love. I don't think I would put Coach Calvin in the same realm as Bomac when it comes to making plan. I think
I mean,
Bomac is up there with Eddie Futch and all those guys. I mean, Bomac is a really good. He's a really good strategist. I don't know if they could out strategize Bomac. That's my only thing. Does that
I,
come
I
into a question for you?
nah, because you can have all the strategy in the world.
Hmm.
It's up to the fighter to put that strategy together. Just because you got a strategy doesn't mean that strategy is going to work. Because we seen Tank Davis and we seen Keyshawn. We know what Tank Davis can do when he faced adversity. We saw him beat Pitbull with one hand. I don't know if Keyshawn has that in his tool bag where he can dig down deep and beat somebody with one hand and outbox them and beat them with one hand. I don't know if he got that in his tool bag. Not saying that he don't. I just don't know if he got that in his tool bag. We haven't seen it, so I can't say that he's absolutely ready. I seen Bomac strategy not work. I mean, Bomac strategy didn't work against daggone Blair the Flair. Daggone Maurice Hooker got whooped against Blair Flair. That joint didn't work against Blair Flair.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's not like Bomac. Every one of his fighters is undefeated. He got two or three fighters that's undefeated. Well, now he got
Hmm.
more because of Keyshawn Brothers. But on the top level, he got one fighter that's undefeated on the top level. Everybody else that was under Bomac took a loss. Jamel Herring took a loss. Mo Hooker took a loss. So he not undefeated as a trainer. His strategy can be beat.
Mm. Um. So basically, you're saying you would give Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny the edge over Bomac and his team.
Yeah, I give it the edge to them because they dealing with a veteran. Now, if Keyshawn was somebody that fought on the top, on the highest level, and was a veteran, had about 25 uh, fights under his belt, then I say, okay, yeah, this going to be a nice matchup. But we talking about somebody who got 30 fights under his belt. He's been on the top level for a while now. He's been the main event since 2017? Yeah, 2017.
Yep.
He knows what it's like to have everybody all eyes on you. Now, Keyshawn, we just seen it last week, but that was his hometown. So he was feeling comfortable because that's his hometown. How was you going to feel when you're not at your hometown and everybody's booing you or they're against you? Because we know Tank Davis got the fan base. So how is it when the fans are not for you, they're against you? How are you going to act then?
I think what you're saying got some merit to it. I just think, salute to my man Ant in the comments saying Maurice Hooker wasn't listening to Bomac. I mean,
that's the point that I'm making. That's the point I'm making. You can have the strategy, all the best strategy in the world. The fighter got to execute that strategy. That's the point that I was making. The fighter got to execute that strategy.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just real high on Bomac because the way that he outcoached Derek James, and I felt like Derek James was a really good coach. Still do. I just honestly say this: Bomac, to me, I feel like even when he had Chris Eubanks, he seemed to bring a different toughness to fighters that they don't usually have before they get with him. And I can say that I've seen a lot of growth with Keyshawn since he's been with Bomac. His defense has gotten a lot tighter. His understanding of what it be in the ring, his ring IQ is good. It's just so much.
Did you say you seen a lot of growth with Keyshawn since he's been with Bomac?
Yeah.
That's the only trainer he's been with.
No, what I'm saying is he had a different trainer than amateurs, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, the amateurs, but you ain't see how Keyshawn look at the amateurs.
Free. He ain't been free. He ain't been there. He ain't been out there long, man.
You ain't see? You ain't watched Keyshawn in the amateurs.
I did.
You watch Keyshawn in the amateur, or you watched a fight that people talked about when he lost to Andy Cruz. You watched all the Keyshawn fights.
Andy Cruz fight. I watched Keyshawn because I used to watch Jermaine Ortiz. I don't say his name no more. That guy. I watched Boots in the amateurs because around 2015, like 25, 26, I remember watching those games. So, I don't know.
I mean, I tell you what. I tell you this much. Bomac was Keyshawn's trainer since he's been a pro.
I don't know. I think that Keyshawn is really good, a good fighter, that he can do too. We want to see him scratching the surface of what he can be. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bomac's been Keyshawn's trainer since he's been a pro. Bomac's strategy didn't work against Andy Cruz in the Olympics. It didn't work against Andy Cruz in the Olympics. Because he was a pro. He went back to fight in the Olympics. He was already a pro. He already had, I think, 2 fights in the pros. He went back to fight in the Olympics, and he still lost to Andy Cruz. And that was under Bomac. So, I mean, the trainer, you can have the best trainer in the world. The fighter still got to execute the game plan. I don't really, I mean, yeah, it's always good to have a good trainer, but sometimes it doesn't matter who your trainer is. If the fighter is not executing, you can be the best trainer in the world. You could be Emmanuel Stewart, back from the dead, training. If he's not executing the game plan, it don't matter what you're doing. It's up to the fighter to go out there and execute. So I don't really buy too much into the trainers. I seen trainers we never even heard before become good trainers because of their fighters, but they wasn't good with anybody else. They was good because of the fighter. They wasn't good with no other guys that they train. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter who the trainer is. The fighter got to fight. But I don't know. I think it'd still be a good fight. I just don't think Keyshawn is ready for Tank Davis at this point. I know a lot of people want to see him in there, but nah, I don't think he's ready. I think it's going to be similar to the Frank Martin fight. I think Keyshawn versus Tank Davis is going to be similar to the Frank Martin fight. Keyshawn going to start off well, and then Tank Davis is going to figure him out, and it's going to be a matter of time before Tank Davis catch Keyshawn with a big shot. I mean, let's not forget, Keyshawn gets hit with a lot of punches. He gets hit. Now, he didn't get hit with the guy that he just fought, because the guy he just fought wasn't that good. I mean, he came down from 140. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but he wasn't that good. That guy just lost to Richardson Hitchens, somebody who we all know that is not a big puncher. He just lost to him. So it's not like that guy was coming off a win. He was great and all that. No, that man had a loss. He had a loss to Richardson Hitchens, who wasn't a big puncher, or who isn't a big puncher. I'm not going to say wasn't, because he's still boxing, who isn't a big puncher. But he said that's what I imagine will happen too. Yeah, I think it will be similar to the Frank Martin fight. Hold on, my bad. I know, like I said, I know everybody is high on Keyshawn right now because he just had a great weekend, and hats off to him. I'm not taking nothing from him. That was a great win for him. He did something that nobody else did. He stopped the guy who's never been stopped. Hats off to him. I had picked the stoppage anyway. I just didn't know it was going to come as soon as it did. I picked that Keyshawn was going to stop him. But to say he's ready for somebody on Tank Davis level, nah. I'm not going to say that. I mean, I'd rather see him get in there with somebody like Raymond Muratalla. Let him get in there with Raymond Muratalla. That'll get him ready for a Tank Davis. I think that'll get him more ready for a Tank Davis fight than the guy he was just in there with. If he would have beat Raymond Muratalla the way he beat that guy, I would be more impressed with that than I am with what he did on Saturday with Lemos. Like I said, I can't do that. But I know a lot of people is upset. I saw D1 going off in the chat in the family chat earlier about the whole date. But hey, we was wondering when the fight was going to happen. We got a date. If you was going to support it December 14th, support it March 1st. I mean, the opponent didn't change. You was gonna support it on December 14th. The opponent was Lamont Roach on December 14th. It's the same opponent on March 1st. The opponent didn't change. The date just changed. So if you was going to support it on December 14th, you might as well support it March 1st. Y'all say, oh, he can go get another opponent. Give me an opponent that he can get. Tell me an opponent that he can get right now that's at 135. We know he's not moving up to 140. So don't even say anybody at 140. We already know he's not going to 140 right now. If he goes, he goes. But right now, he's not going to 140. So give me somebody that's at 135 that y'all want to see him in there with. Y'all can say Keyshawn. I don't think that fight is going to happen. I think Bob is going to put him in there with the WBO champion before he put him in there with Tank Davis. I think he'll put him in there with the WBO champion. So, like I said, ain't too many opponents at 135 left for him to fight that y'all want to see him in there with anyway, outside of Keyshawn, Shakur, William, and Loma. And you could say Denny if you want to put Burichek in there. Those 5 opponents. You want to throw in there Raymond Muratalla? We'll see if Bob believes he want to put Raymond Muratalla on that chopping block. But Tank better not go to 140 and face Rayo. Hey, from what everybody was saying before, they said they wanted him to face Rayo instead of facing Lamont Roach. That's what they were saying before. They were like, he better off fighting Rayo. But I was like, I thought they was mad about him trying to get a Rayo when everybody thought that's who he was going to try to get. And then we found out after the Lamont Roach fight was made, everybody was saying, "Oh, he should have fought El Rayo." We found out then that he already sent the offer to Rayo, and Rayo declined the offer. So I don't think. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a problem if he go up there at 140 and fight Rayo, because ain't nobody at 140 is available neither. Devin got a fight coming up. T.O. can't fight. Ryan can't fight. Pitbull, nobody. I mean, he just lost. Nobody want to see that fight unless Pitbull win a rematch. Nobody want to see that fight neither. So, I mean, he can't win for losing. He can't win for losing. I think y'all thinking too much into it instead of breaking it down and seeing what's really available. It's not. I mean, it's not a whole lot of options out there right now. Keyshawn in that 5 for Tank. He never fought anybody on an elite level. Yeah. He said, man, Tank got that Bud bad juju. Yeah. I mean, at this point, yeah. Right now, everybody is lined up. Like I said, Shakur, he can't fight. He's injured. I would have loved to see them, but Shakur already said he's fighting Williams or Payton when he come back. And Eddie already said that, and that's who he signed with right now. That's what's going on, D1. I mean, that's who Shakur signed to right now, and they pushing for the Williams or Payton fight when Shakur comes back. So William and Shakur is off the table. Keyshawn, like I said, I really wouldn't mind seeing it, but y'all gonna get that young man hurt early in his career. That man got 12 fights. Just remember that. So if they do make that fight and Tank Davis beat Keyshawn or stop Keyshawn, whatever happened, and Tank Davis victorious, I want y'all to give Tank Davis the credit, because everybody that's out here yelling, "Oh, Tank need to fight Keyshawn next." I want y'all to give Tank Davis the credit if Tank Davis stopped that man or beat that man. Give that man the credit. Y'all wanted him to fight him. He fought him, and he beat him. I don't want to hear, "Oh, Keyshawn only had 12 fights. Keyshawn was still going." I don't want to hear none of that, because y'all the ones that sitting here saying Keyshawn needs to get that fight. It's better than Lamont Roach. So I don't know what happened with BBO and Prize. Both of them dropped off. I don't know. I got something going on with their internet. But yeah, y'all gotta stay consistent. That's what I said. Y'all was happy about the fight when it was made. Oh, Lamont Roach is not that bad. Y'all tripping. Lamont Roach is a good fighter. Y'all being too hard on it. Now that it's pushed back to March 1st, what's the problem? It shouldn't be a problem. It's still Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach, ain't nothing happened to Lamont Roach. He ain't get injured. He didn't lose a fight. He ain't get overweight or nothing. I mean, it's still Lamont Roach. It's the same Lamont Roach that everybody was advocating for when they made the fight. You good, BBO?
Yeah, my bad. I have a little connection issue over here.
Okay.
I have a little connection issue over here. But what was you cooking on, man?
No, I was just talking about Tank Davis really don't have anything else to do. But I mean, it's almost like he has to fight Lamont Roach. I mean, like I said, everybody was advocating for Lamont Roach when the fight was made. Lamont Roach is a good fighter. Y'all being too hard on Lamont Roach. Y'all gotta check his resume, watch some of his fights. So that was fine when that fight was made and it was set for December 14th. Why y'all not fine now? What's the problem now?
I mean, it just gives more credence to the PBC hate, and at the end of the day, we all know Brother Al was sick, and PBC hasn't done what we wanted them to. I mean, let's be honest here. PBC should have been signed with the Zone. They didn't want to, so it's just tough, man. They need more fight dates. We've been saying this for going on 2-3 years. They need more fight dates. I mean, so many of the best talent is on PBC and they don't fight. It's just like, it's frustrating, man.
Nigga D1
Okay.
is bad. D1 is bad. He's mad. He
What
big
he say?
mad. He said, March and PBC not telling us had me really angry earlier. My show on Friday going to let you know about this BS.
I mean,
Uh, uh, I mean, like I said, you can be mad. Me personally, I'm not mad that it's moved to March 1st. At least we got a date because we was left in limbo, not knowing when this fight was going to happen. We knew that it was something. It was something holding it up. They figured out what it was and they fixed it. And the fight is happening. It's just not happening this year. It's happening in March. Like I said, there's nobody else really left for him to fight right now in March. Who else he going to fight? He was trying to get another fight this year. He couldn't get another fight because whatever happened, it happened, and they couldn't get another fight this year. So he got to fight Lamont Roach in March. So I'm not mad because the man trying to stay busy, and right now nobody else is available. Like I said, if y'all know somebody at 135, I don't want to hear nobody at 140. We know he's not going to 140. If y'all know somebody else at 135 that's available, that's willing to get in the ring with Tank, that's reasonable, let's have at it. March is nicer for sales. There's no doubt. I understand. I'm more mad about the argument I'm going to have to go through for the next fight. Hey, I mean, it's other fights. There's other fights. I mean, you ain't got to be hung up on this one fight. He's only one fighter. It's other fights that's still being made. I mean, we got other fights. We got fights every weekend. Now, I'm not real big on the Jake Paul versus Tyson. I'm not big on that fight. I'm not tuning in just to watch that fight. I'm more so looking at the Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor rematch and Shushu on that card. That's what I'm tuning in for. If I glance at the Tyson and Jake Paul here and there, so be it. But I'm not tuning in to see Tyson versus Jake Paul because me personally, I don't think Tyson need to be in the ring, especially after the little incident that he had a couple of months ago on the plane. I don't think he need to be in the ring. But there's other fights still being made. You ain't got to be hung up on this one fight. It's only one fighter. But I mean, it is what it is. Uh, this man BBO, he might need to move up out of Cleveland. He keep having internet problems. He might live in a rural area, BBO up there with all the trees and daggone coyotes and stuff and black bear. He ain't in the city. He said, "Fact D free, but they don't love boxing like me. They only want to make the top guys and every." Yeah, I mean, you got to. I mean, it's always been like that. It's always been like that. It's about fattening their pockets. They're gonna do whatever they can do to get the most money out of their fighters, especially when their guy is a pay-per-view star and he's the center of attraction. I mean, there's only a few guys that fits that criteria, and Tank Davis is one of them. So when you have that type of guy, you got to get the most money out of it. And to be honest with you, fighting on December 14th, that wasn't a good move anyway. You talking about basically 11 days before Christmas, and you putting on a fight in Houston with Lamont Roach. You wasn't going to get a lot of ticket sales for Lamont Roach fighting 11 days before Christmas. Now you was going to get quite a few, but it wasn't going to be what you probably can get in March. So I think I mean, like I said, it was a hiccup with the venue or whatever. They never said what it was, so I don't know what it was. But he said no Christmas, the economy, yeah, all that. Yeah, I mean, right, like I said, right now, that's that's not the best move. I don't think nobody should be putting a fight on basically a week before Christmas if you're trying to get the most out of your event. I don't think nobody, because they know pretty much everybody is doing last minute shopping, and then they trying to get all the stuff they need to get for their kids or loved ones. So that's never a good idea to put a fight on a week before Christmas, in my opinion. I'm not going to no fight a week before Christmas. I can tell you that right now. I'll watch it, but I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere a week before Christmas. I got too many kids and too many grandkids to think I'm gonna be spending my money on going to a fight the week before Christmas. Oh, he said I lost money on it. Ah, makes sense now. You lost money. Okay. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Cause I was like, hold on, you a little too mad just for one fight. Now it makes sense. You lost money. Yeah, that's a reason to be mad. That's definitely a reason to be mad. You lost money. Definitely a reason to be mad. Yeah, it's definitely, it's always a reason to be mad when you lose money, because nobody wants to lose money, especially when it's not your fault that you lost the money. Nobody wants to lose money. Yeah, so when it's not your fault that you lost the money, you're gonna be mad. So that's definitely understandable. Because I was reading the time, I was like, damn, what's going on? Yeah, nah. Like I said, that's understandable, because I was reading the chat and I was trying to figure out what was going on. I'm like, damn, why are you so mad about this fight? I mean, it's the same opponent that they just moved it back a few months. But now that you said you lost money, now that's understandable. Because if I would have lost money, especially if I had booked a Airbnb and my flight and all that stuff, and then it gets the fight gets moved and I can't get a refund on that, yeah, I'm gonna be mad too. I'm gonna be totally good. That's why a lot of times I don't book anything until the tickets go on sale. I don't book anything until the tickets go on sale. When they did the Earl and Ugas fight, I went to Dallas. I waited till the fight, the tickets was on sale. I bought my ticket. Once I had my ticket, then I booked my hotel and my plane. But I don't do anything before then, because you never know what's going to happen. These guys. I mean, and even then, the fight still could get canceled. Somebody can get injured or something happens and the fight is called off. So even then, it still could get canceled. But it's more likely that the fight is going to go through when they put the tickets on sale. So yeah, we seen where fights got canceled and they already put the tickets on sale, and it was a week before the fight. I mean, look at the Charlo versus Boo Boo Andrade. That was the week before the fight, and Boo Boo pulled out, and they canceled the entire card. So yeah, it still can happen. It's just very unlikely that it will happen. Yeah, he having cricket issues. Yeah, I told him he need to stay away from cricket and Bruce Mobile. I don't know why he keep dealing with cricket and Bruce Mobile.
You a goofball. Hey, that boy's sick, man. Salute to my man, Tim Layton, man. Um, I'll put it like this though. No matter what, when we talk about these fights, man, whether they fight in March or they don't, man. I think to be honest with you, NFL season is in full swing, and when you a boxing event, you got to be very careful trying to do something on Saturday and Sunday. To be totally honest, because you got a real opportunity to make it no money. Because not only does football on Sunday, they own the bars, they own the TVs.
Yeah.
Pretty much from 1 to 10 o'clock is football time. We being
This-
real. So that's probably why you see the Abdul Wahid fight move more to do with football than I would say to do with him or anything. Prize, you there? I
Yeah, I'm
don't
up
know.
here.
Oh,
oh,
okay,
okay.
I don't know what you
I
was.
had to do something. I had to help my daughter do something, man. My bad.
I
Oh,
was
you
making
good?
sure you went over there free basing.
Nah, but what? You tweaking. I'm a family man, sir.
Hey, what my man G Money said, I put about 400, I put $200 of the sniff, and they came right back.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man Alan Payne. He was the corniest drug dealer ever as G Money, man. Shout out to my man Alan Payne. He said he trying to get out in front of this stuff and it backfired. Um, to tell you the truth, it really, when it comes to boxing, one thing I'm learning is that football is still king. So let's just be honest here.
Oh, yeah.
It's only certain fighters that can stop a Sunday night or a Saturday night and make you tune in. It's just not easy to do that. He
Yeah.
said,
I mean,
go ahead.
no, I want to say, yeah, when it comes to the US, football is the number one sport. I mean, I know a lot of
North
people love,
America. Hmm.
yeah, a lot of people love basketball, a lot of people love baseball, but they never have a turnout like they do for football. I don't care
Right.
if it's a regular game or if it's a playoff game or if it's the Super Bowl. Their turnouts is always much bigger than the baseball and basketball. So it's the number one sport. It's the most viewed sporting event every single week. It's the most viewed sporting event. So I mean, when you're going up against football, I mean, the only other thing I think is up there close to what football is probably college football. College
Yeah.
football is probably the only other sport that's close to NFL. So when you got that going on, I mean, yeah, you gotta pick your dates carefully, especially if you got something, you got a college playoff game or they playing for the national championship, and it's two powerhouse teams playing. You gotta pick your days carefully.
You know, one thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we get out of here. You know, the Rise podcast is coming up, but I want to ask you something, Free. What do you say to young men who are coming up and they having a hard time in this new woke Me Too world? How would you approach dating if you were out on a dating scene with all this Me Too and woke stuff going on?
Um, Dating, I don't know. Me personally, as I got older, I started looking for females that I was familiar with. I wasn't really out in the clubs and stuff like that looking for females. Every once in a while, I will meet a female on the streets or something like that. I'm at a grocery store or something like that. I meet a female, but majority of the time, most of the females I dated, it was someone I even knew from the neighborhood, or they went to my church, or I went to school with. I didn't really date too many people outside of females that I knew. Most of the females I dated was people I knew.
Right. What about you, Prize? You know, you actually still out there, man. So what'd you say?
Yeah. Well, ask me the question again, cause like
Oh yeah, you
I
might be
heard
putting
you,
that
but
bass up. My bad.
man, come on,
I
shut
think
up.
I, I think I put that ether up. I ain't know.
That's crazy.
But no, I was saying, how would you tell? What would you tell? You got a son. What would you tell your son about dating this new world, man? We got a clip that we put up where a coach from TCU was giving some very valuable advice. And to
Hmm.
be honest, let me look at it real quick. This video has been, I would say, monumentous in our channel's growth. The video's at 156,000, 157,000 views. So I kind of wanted to get your opinion on what do you think about how important it is to tell these young men how to go into this dating world.
Yeah, just I would tell him just be careful, man. I'm not trying to be funny.
Hmm.
Like be careful with them bunnies. I don't care. I don't care. As a
I mean,
black
I mean,
man, I have to tell my son that,
Yeah.
and don't get none of them knocked up because you're not good, and you're not gonna. It's not likely you're gonna marry any of these girls. My son, so he's been real good with that, and he don't like kids anyway, so that's a good thing.
yeah,
So I would just tell him stay, and watch what you do because they like to always try to. Some of them always like to try to say you did something to him when you really didn't. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? You got to just be careful how you move. I like what Free just said. I like girls that I'm familiar with, that I know. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They ain't gonna do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
would tell them just be careful.
Another thing that I was
Let me
real
say this
big.
real quick before you go. I don't want to miss this, but I gotta say something. I got a troll in the chat. I want to say, K Savoy,
That's
every woman
crazy.
you probably met worked at Walmart or Wally's World, as you call it. So I don't want to hear it.
That's
Every
crazy.
woman that you
He
probably
said he
met
met him at
worked
the
at Wally's World.
McDonald's.
Another thing that I was real big on when I was out in the dating scene, I had to meet their family. I was real big on meeting the young lady's family because you can get a good feel of what type of female they is by their parents and their siblings. So I always met every female I've ever dated. I always met their family because I want to know exactly what I'm dealing with this female, what type of background she's coming from. Is they going to be rowdy, ghetto? They're gonna be
Mhm.
classy, high sedity. I want to know what I'm dealing with because I mean it's not all the time it's gonna be exact, but a lot of times you pretty much can get a good feel of what type of person you're dealing with by meeting their family.
That's a
That's a
good
fact.
point.
That's a fact.
And we make a lot of jokes, but I don't believe Prize is free basing, so I just want to clear that up. I don't think he's free basing anymore. I think he stopped. I think now he just does premos, but
That's crazy to
I don't
try
want
to
nobody to
even
think my
slander me
boyfriend is
like
still
that.
free
That's
basing, man.
crazy.
But shout out to all the
I didn't even know
waterheads.
people still did that.
Shout out to all the waterheads and all the people. They used to make something back in the day in DC called Butt Naked. I know my man Prize makes that butt naked all the time, but
No, sir.
salute to my guy. And on that note, go Browns. Hopefully we get Shador Sanders for next year and we do our thing and we gone, y'all. Peace.
Peace.